The Trials of Apollo series is one of the greatest sequel series of all time, and today I'll be ranking each book. This list is from worst to best, so 5 being the worst and 1 being the best. Note that this is strictly my opinion, and I'd love to see yours down in the comments. Also check out my rankings of the other Rick Riordan series, as I already ranked the Percy Jackson series, the Kane Chronicles series, the Heroes of Olympus series, and the Magnus Chase series. Alright, let's get into this. At number 5, we got The Dark Prophecy. The second book in the series is at the bottom of my list, but you might be surprised to hear this. I think this story is one of the best, if not the best, written book within the entire series. The reason why it's at the bottom though is because the action scenes, the locations, the plot, and the stakes I feel are not as high as within the other books. However, I say this is one of the best written books because the character arcs of the main cast is done very, very well. There is a strong key theme in this book about family and what it means to be immortal. The Waystation environment is one of the most creative and interesting places in the universe. The main villain is such a well-done antagonist for our heroes to go up against. And overall, this story really just expands and continues the Percy Jackson universe in a fun way that adds more world building to the mythos, and gives all of our side and main characters, especially Apollo, an arc that not only makes sense, but does them justice. So yeah, this book is at the bottom of my list, but it still is an amazing read. Next up in 4th place, we got The Hidden Oracle. This first book in the series is a slow but super fun way to start the pentology. This book introduced many of our main cast which we follow throughout this series, such as Apollo and Meg, who are easily one of the best duo groups in the entire franchise. We also get to see some familiar faces from past series, which is always welcome. I don't know, I just think this is simply a solid book to continue and add to the universe. It has great humor, good pacing of the plot, fun MacGuffins, great callbacks and payoffs from past books, and awesome setup to the next ones. You know, like I said, it's a little slow in the start, but it's such an intriguing story about the Greek god Apollo and his experience of being a human and what that means for him and what that means for the rest of the world. So yeah, this book is straight and simple, a great time, and probably deserves higher on this list, but the other books are just that good that this would be at my number 4. Coming in at number 3, we got The Burning Maze. This third book in the series was difficult for me because, honestly, I think these last 3 books in the list can all go in first place. The Burning Maze is the book in the series where everything changes. It's probably the most emotional within the 5-book series. On top of that, this book has such a strong theme of remembering your past and why that's important to growing. It brings in a phenomenal villain which every character has some emotional tie to. The location in this one is one of the best, with the cistern being so comforting, and overall, I just really enjoyed Apollo's development in this book. The only reason I put this at number 3 though is because the next 2 books I simply enjoyed more in terms of a Percy Jackson-esque adventure. However, this book is one of the best in the franchise, so don't let the number 3 spot shy you away from how awesome this story is. Now at number 2, The Tyrant's Tomb. This 4th book in the series surprised me. It's not an outstandingly incredible story per se, but it just hit all the right notes for me. The Tyrant's Tomb is just a blast to read through. There are so many memorable moments in this book and everything flowed very well. Apollo's character development alongside Meg's was perfect. The places we visited were just written with so much life. I can picture every area. The side characters we follow add a different spice to Apollo's journey, and it's quite the exquisite spice. The villains, once again, were some of the best in the franchise, as this series does a very good job with the villains. The stakes were high all the way through, the quests and adventures were just plain and simple fun, and overall it's just a very put together book. Now, The Tyrant's Tomb is not the most substantial story in the series, or the most emotional, or the best written. Where was I going with this? But it makes up for all of that with it being a well-balanced story and so many little moments, which creates a book where I always look back and go, yeah, that was a good time. And it definitely is a worthy sequel to the Trials of Apollo series. Alright, in first place, we got The Tower of Nero. I am not gonna lie, I was very nervous going to this book first time. Because how do you end the Trials of Apollo series? This is the 5th and final book in the series, and it's just done so well. This is the part in the story that convinced me that Apollo has one of the best, if not the best, character developments in any series. He's this character in the beginning that you half hate and half sympathize with, to a fully fleshed out person who you can look up to. Even Meg, watching her grow up, watching her battle her inner demons throughout the whole story, and giving her an ending which is just real. It's good writing, man. The main stuff such as the plot, humor, pacing, action, side characters, locations, the enemies, all of it is done very well, and I can go on about those. But everything just comes together for basically every character so nicely. On top of that, the Tower of Nero is just a blast. Some of the best written arcs coming to an end, and I am satisfied. So, the reason why the Tower of Nero is number 1 is because I think it is straight up the best book to read through Apollo's point of view, as he's most developed here. And this book is the best example of what this series means not just for the Trials of Apollo series, but for the entire Percy Jackson universe. And for that, it's my favorite. Thanks for watching till the end. Let me know your list in the comments below. Also like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and go check out my channel if you need some more Percy Jackson videos in your life. So yeah, stay awesome and thank you for watching.